Hi, guys. Sorry about the issue with the link, Ed. Hopefully, everybody else is going to be able to join without issue. We're just going to give them a couple minutes to get hopped on. In the meantime, if you have any questions or topics you would like addressed today, please feel free to add them in the chat. All right, everybody, we can go ahead and get started. Welcome to ConnectWise Tuesday. I am Will Young from Baring McKinley. Today is the second Tuesday of the month, so we will be talking about automates, but I can, if you have something specific you would like to discuss, I am more than happy to address it. So first off, these are all being recorded. They will be thrown on the Baring McKinley YouTube page, as well as our Facebook page. So Ed, I know you're asking for the recording of the meetings. You can check them out either there. Does anybody, I'm sorry, All right, if you have a question or anything you want to bring up, please hit me up either in the Zoom chat or Q&A or in the Facebook. I'm monitoring or trying to monitor all three. Okay, so today what I wanted to go through was client onboarding. As I go through and am looking at client systems, one thing that I see a lot of is people getting their agents installed, but not turning on monitoring or not turning on patching. And there's a second step that needs to be taken after you install your agents. So can everybody see my my test client right now? Okay, so here's my Automate. Now this test client, let's pretend I've installed all my agents, and once I've got my agents installed and I'm ready to start monitoring them, which means I want to turn on monitoring and scripting and get tickets for these guys, I'm going to open up my location and I'm going to go to this Ignite tab. Here I'm going to select my service plans, which is what set of monitors and alerts do we want to turn on for this particular location. If you look on the drop downs, we've got our managed 8x5 and managed 24x7. Those are based on industry best practices, some out of the box sets of monitors. The big difference between the two of them is when they'll alert. 8x5 will only get you tickets between 8 and 5, and 24/7 will get you tickets 24/7. And then if you're an MSP and you've got some specialty clients, we've got AV alert, AV and backup monitoring only, or a combo. If you have a break fix client, we can select no contract. What this is going to do is create tickets, but it's not going to auto remediate anything. The idea there is where you get the ticket and then you call the client and say, hey, do you want us to work on this? And they can approve it before you start working on it. But typically I like to do 24/7 for my servers and then 8x5 for my workstations. Next thing I need to do is check this enable onboarding box, and then I'm going to hit save. Now, when I check this box and hit save, all the computers in this main location are going to get added to my onboarding group. Now, this particular group is populated by a search, and I'm going to pull up that search so you guys can see what it's looking at. It's looking for any computers that are in a location where we've enabled onboarding and any computers that do not have the onboarding complete checkbox checked. If you meet both these conditions, you're going to get to join my onboarding group. Now, we've checked this limit to search box right here. And what that means is if you're in the group and you no longer meet the conditions of the group, you're going to get kicked out. Now, if I click on computers here, I can see the members of this group, and scheduled scripts, I can see exactly what this onboarding group is doing. So this onboarding group is running our onboarding script on the hour, every hour. At the end of our onboarding script, there is a task that's going to check the onboarding complete checkbox, and let me show you where that is. If you open up your computer, right-click on the gear and go to extra data fields. And under default, I'm sorry, it's under Ignite. There's the onboarding complete checkbox right here. Once this is done, the computer is going to get added to our service plan groups, which are applying all the monitors and the tickets. Now, just enabling onboarding is great. That'll get you your monitors and your tickets. But if you want to make sure that your clients are getting patching, you want to make sure that we go to the patching tab over here and check the enable patching workstations and enable patching servers checkboxes. And then this will add the computers to the appropriate patch install groups inside of Automate. Anybody have any questions on that onboarding process that we just went over? All right. So can you click through those again? No problem, Ed. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so we're going to open up our location. And we're going to go to the Ignite tab. We want to make sure we have a server and workstation service plan selected, and we want to check this enable onboarding box. And then the next thing we want to do is go over to this patching tab. And we want to select the box to turn on patching for workstations and servers. You good, Ed? Awesome. Okay, so once the computer is onboarded, it is going to be added to our service plan group. And those can be found by clicking on groups, service plans, and then we can find the appropriate service plan. So for our servers, I'm doing Windows servers 24/7. I can click on here and I can see the members of my group. Then I can open up this, and if I click on the computer tab, here I get the member list again, but I can also then keep going and see exactly what this group is doing. So if I click my scheduled scripts tab, I can see, okay, we're getting our agent maintenance daily at 6 a.m. And then any of our servers are also getting set as a master machine at daily at 7:53. Now, if I had another script, let's say a disk cleanup script that I wanted to add to all these computers, up on the top here, I can find my script. We'll just use this test script. Tell it when I want it to run. In this case, I'm going to run my test script daily at 8:53 p.m. and then update. And that's going to add that script to run every day at 8:53 on this machine. Now, if I click on the internal monitors, here I'm going to see a list of all of the internal monitors in the system and what they're doing for this particular group. Now, at the group level, I can turn a monitor on and off. Like, let's say I don't want to deal with this folder redirect monitor, an event log. I can just simply go to disable and disable the monitor right like that. Or the other thing I can do is, right now this monitor is set to do nothing. If I want to change it to create a ticket, I can edit the alert template. This is going to edit the alert template just for this group. And now I'm going to tell it to default create automate ticket. Now, if I have a monitor that I want to keep running, but it's a little too noisy, I don't want any tickets, like this disk fragmentation one, potentially, I can edit my settings and tell it to do nothing. Now, if I go over to remote monitors, here I could see a list of all my remote monitors for this group, and I can click on one. Let's use this service monitor right here. And I'll have a list of all my agents in this group and the status of my monitor. Now remember, remote monitors are checks directly against the agent, whereas internal monitors are just queries against the Automate database. Now, if I wanted to create a new remote monitor for my group, I can simply hit add and it'll bring me to my monitor wizard. So that's just a quick a quick rundown of the service plans and how to go and look at what your service plans are doing for your computers. And if you wanted to add something for all your servers or all your workstations, here's a great spot. That's a great spot where you can do that. Any questions? All right, any requests of anything you guys would like me to show you inside of Automate or discuss? Does this info pull into manage? Automate tickets, yes, will pull into manage. Valerie, let me show you that. So Automate has its own alerting and ticketing system, but if we go into system and ConnectWise manage, here's the plugin where we can tell it to send things into manage. Now, the first thing we want to do is click on our company and site sync. And this will give me a list of all of my clients in Automate and the appropriate client over in manage. And this is so we know, hey, I've got a ticket for this company and they're going into manage in the same spot. The other thing we want to do is enable our ticketing sync, which can be done by going to the setup wizard. If you want to make sure your tickets are going into manage, we would check this automate to manage synchronization and check the tickets box. Now, as we keep going through that, the setup wizard, sorry about that, we're going to say, okay, we want to send our tickets and our assets, which are our configurations, into manage, as well as companies and contacts. I'm going to save this, and then we'll keep moving on. This is where it's going to take me to where we can set up our boards. We have to wait for the super fast plugin to do its sanity checks. Your time is very important to us. So what this is going to do is give us a list of all your managed boards, and you could say, yes, I want to use this, or no, I don't. And then we have our base ticket sync settings. So we have tickets from the control center, tickets that are created from the automate tray, which is somebody right-clicking on the agent and going to create ticket, or tickets that are coming from the monitor script or an email. We could direct those to code to different boards with different service types and work types. Now, the important thing to remember is if you can only do this once. After that, if you want to make a change, we need to do what's called the ticket category mapping, which is you got to go through about 50 or so different categories and map those all to different boards. So we can see here I imported my 2 boards and I'm sending everything here to my technical services board. Now I'm going to click next. And here I have all the statuses on my 2 boards. And then, so on the left are my Automate statuses. Automate has 5 ticket statuses. These are static. You can't add, change, or remove. But what we need to do is map what status we want those to be inside of manage. So new equals new, open is going to be in progress. So we're going to map all of those. And then I'm going to go over here to my manage to automate and do the same thing. So here I have all my managed statuses, and here's the managed statuses on my technical services board and the automate statuses that I applied. As you can see up here, I've got some new statuses that I need to set. So these are all a scheduled status, so I'm going to make them installed. And I'm going to hit save. Now, the next thing we need to do is map our priorities. So Automate has a pretty long list of different ticket priorities, and we need to map those to in manage for the corresponding priorities. So ignore me, do not respond, lowest is low. If we go to the manage to automate tab, manage only has about five, has significantly less unless you manually added your own ticket priorities, and then we have to map that corresponding status into automate. So now we're going to hit next and finish. And now we've finished setting up that plugin. And then, and now we're set up. So the next thing I would want to do is I could go to my company site sync. If I have a client that I want to bring in, I can click this import button. It's going to give me a list of all my managed clients, and then I can select the client and sync them over. Okay. So that's real high level over an overview of the ConnectWise Manage plugin as well. You can get really granular with that and do a lot of different things. It's really kind of company specific. But if you have questions about it, please feel free to let me know, and I'd be happy to hop on a call with you. All right, Valerie has a question about timesheet approvals. Timesheet approval options are limited. Is the only two-level approval options is having a PM approved project hours and then approver for the timesheet. Valerie, I believe that is correct. I will double check with Rose though, but I'm pretty sure that is correct. Anybody else have any questions about manage or automate or anything that I just went through? All right. So a couple of public service announcements. Let me pull up my notes. Okay, so next week, Rose is going to be here talking about Cell. The link for today's recorded call, you can catch that on our Facebook page or also on our YouTube page. Let me find that link and I'll send it out. All right, I'm sending out in the Zoom chat, I'm sending out the link to our YouTube channel. All of our videos are going to go over there. We also have in 2 weeks, we will be here with TimeZest to talk about their awesome project or product and how it is streamlining Baring McKinley's operations in project scheduling. And then Rose and I will be tag teaming the last Tuesday in March. All right. Anybody else have any other questions or topics or things they would like me to show you? All right, everybody, I will give you half an hour back of your day. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you next week. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Bye-bye, everybody.